Hello, my name is Terry. This video will cover our pre-investigation of the March 12th, 2021 ghost hunt at Pythian Castle. Two new unique tests were performed during this investigation. The first was an attempt at replicating what had happened at the Hall of Waters. In advance, I had prepared a recording of water flowing on an MP3 player. I connected it to an external speaker. I had this sound playing in the background when this next group of clips was recorded. What's astonishing is that it actually worked. I kept thinking about all the things that could go wrong, that I couldn't replicate the exact water frequencies, that it needed to be actual live water flow, or that it was just a one-off at that particular location. But apparently the sound of water flowing is key in providing EVP voices. This was only a 5 or 10 minute session, yet numerous EVPs were captured during this extremely brief session. One of them is interacting with me, and the others are aimed between themselves. These ghosts are talking with each other and holding conversations with each other.
How many fingers am I holding up? Note to the camera. I heard a voice down the top. Mr. Boots.
One of the ghosts made an extremely unusual comment, saying efficient cause and reaction. I believe this is in reference to us being able to hear their voices because of these sounds. Whether this sound is easily modulated so that they can produce their voices, or that it acts as a good background so that their voices stand out and become more prominent, is unknown. I don't know the mechanics of how this is working, and I'll have to do this at more locations and for longer periods of time to study this.
Mr. Boots. No, the camera. I heard another voice down that tunnel.
Interesting EVP comment, "Save your foot, Commander," may be a direct reference to receiving medical treatment at this facility.
Mr. Boots, how many fingers am I holding up? Do you know the name of the chaplain we'll be visiting tonight? Mr. Boots, are you in the U.S. Army?
Another interesting little fact is that at Pythian Castle, the ghosts like to whistle. And in the upcoming clip, you'll hear this sound of one of these ghosts whistling. None of us heard this when this occurred.
Something's touching my leg.
That's normal. Okay.
I feel it like right here.
A grazing? Like
Yes.
spider cobwebs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the first. Okay. He's here. He was here earlier.
He was.
I was talking with him earlier.
Wow.
Another very interesting test that we conducted was the presence of a military chaplain. His name is Michael. We had him conduct an EVP session asking a series of questions directly to Mr. Boots, a military soldier ghost who resides down in the basement. We've attempted for years to gather information on him, to get his name, rank, and basic information, but he's reluctant to provide this information. He's very good about providing details and communicating with us, but he won't tell us anything about himself. I was hoping that a military chaplain might be able to extract more information from him.
Mind if I introduce myself?
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes.
Mr. Boots, I don't know if you remember me from last time, but this is Chaplain Michael Beatty of the U.S. Army. I'd like to ask you some questions, if that would be okay. Well, Mr. Boots, this Army hospital, we know, specialized in reconstructive surgery. Did you by chance receive treatment here at the hospital?
Mr. Boots also seemed to trigger numerous cold spots that we were encountering. It was also producing a strange fog that I was watching hovering around the light that I had.
Just got colder. I'm seeing my breath.
I feel like there's something behind me. Like he's coming up behind me. I feel like really cold.
It is a lot colder in here now.
I was
Mr. Boots, we're going to be back, okay? We'll talk to you soon. All right, God bless you, Mr. Boots. This is Chaplain Michael Beatty. We're going to be taking off. We'll be right back.
just stand on the stairs and look at people.
I was just talking about you up in the ballroom. I should
Well,
have seen
we
you
were
over
just
there.
wondering about you, just to see how you were doing.
Yeah, so, last time you were here and got all stirred up in the ballroom dancing.
The next clip was recorded at the very end of the tunnel. I had a game camera set up down there. It caught 2 EVP voices. What's of particular interest is the one when he had looked over the area and turned around and was leaving. And one of these ghosts comments on it.
Photos tend to be off, like their proportionality
Yeah.
is wrong.
Like they're
the
floating.
arms and legs are disproportionately long.
Actually, I did catch a photo of a little spirit boy in the basement one time. I'll have to dig that photo out, but.
Okay.
Hi, Mr. Boots. It's Chaplain Michael Beatty here again. Just want to talk with you. I was curious, were you buried at a local cemetery here in Springfield, or were you taken home for burial? Now, are you by chance from Chicago?
Can you say the word yes?
Never heard one.
Did someone just whisper?
I was talking to my wife real quick.
I think it was after you talked to her. Note to camera, check for a whispering after he spoke to his wife. Footsteps.
I'm just curious, Mr. Boots. What color is your uniform? Is it army green? Navy blue? That one was probably more water. I don't know if it's...
That was water.
That was water.
I could have sworn I heard like swishing of a jacket, like walking
He
down
could
like
have.
that,
He would have possibly, for warmth, worn a...
which would have been a uniform.
yeah.
Like, do that to your jacket.
I see smoke around the lantern that you're holding.
Oh,
I feel like a draft all
Well,
of a
my-
sudden. But I see
Is that your breath?
Yeah,
I
that's
see
my
your
breath. Yeah.
Okay.
which tells me it's getting cold.
I feel it, like I feel
Yeah.
it coming.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now I've got the 2 trigger objects.
Okay.
I'll get them for you here.
Sure thing.
Thinking I hear something coming behind
He
me.
is, there is something going on down there.
No, he was standing behind you.
Like
I've
I
had,
feel, yeah.
yeah. I've had this happen before,
Yeah.
where I was blocking the way to the tunnel, and he wanted to get into the tunnel to get going, and he was knocking on the pipes overhead like this.
Like, can you guys move?
Yeah,
that
to
way?
like speed it up, let's get going, get the show on the road. He kind of has a sense of humor.
I can tell.
Having you do now is hold box B.
Okay, I'll trade you. There we go. Hey, Mr. Boots, you down here now?
Here's another thing, it's not beyond him. He could have distracted us to go in there so that he could go into the tunnel.
Okay. Sounds quiet in there now.
Yeah.
Mr. Boots, I'm holding up this box right here. This says box B. B is in Baker.
The chaplain's wife had been running a ghost app, and I noticed on the screen the answer to the question of what was inside the box. Neither Michael nor his wife knew the contents of the box. I was the only one present who knew what was inside, so when it popped up on the screen, I immediately reacted to it.
A hit.
Yeah, is there something
Can you
here?
retrieve, can you pull that word back up?
Let's see. Stock.
Stock?
Words.
It's the word right before the stock.
Are we on the 12th today?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Although,
So it was after all, though. Do the next one, read it.
money.
Open the box.
Open the box?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Okay, I'm opening box B. B is in Baker. It's a Morgan dollar with
It's a Morgan silver dollar.
Yes,
It's money.
it's money. Wow, thank you, Mr. Boots.
Now, what are the
Just
odds?
said wrong.
Mr. Boots, you're funny.
He's behind us, or something's behind me. He's like sneaking around. Are you sneaking around us, Mr. Boots?
By wrong, are you meaning what's the contents of this box?
Oh, shall I open this one up too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give him one more shot.
Look, he's
Okay.
moving around. Mr. Boots, where are you? I think he's goofing around with us.
Yes.
He's having fun. He knows we're having fun with him too.
Do you want the money?
You want the money?
It's interesting, though, that it nailed the one, the money.
Yes, that was interesting.
Yeah, right on the money.
And that would have been a coin that he probably would have recognized.
Yes, he would have recognized.
The next experiment was to have Michael perform a military service up in the second floor theater. While everyone was filing in and getting ready to sit down, these ghosts were commenting on what was about to happen. They recognized that he was about to perform a military religious service, and they're commenting on that. But they're also on best behavior in that as soon as he starts, they all pipe down and stop talking. I was wondering how they would react to this. Some of these ghosts at Pythian Castle are very unruly, and neither the ones in the basement or the ones up in this theater were rude or obnoxious to him, and they seem to be on best behavior. I was kind of surprised because I really had no idea how they were going to behave. During the last investigation, Tony, our physical sensitive who was up in this theater, was suffering from the side effects of having what would best be like being shot. There was the sound of a bang. Someone actually saw the muzzle flash in his face, and he suffered from headaches and blurred vision for a considerable amount of time, and he actually almost doubled over because it had hurt him so badly. So the reaction between how these ghosts had treated Tony and how they had treated Michael is quite startling.
You want to wait a few minutes or?
At least a couple, because I know that lady waiting for her
I see him
son.
coming up. I see him coming up.
Waiting for her to
Good.
get on that.
Alrighty.
There's some more coming.
Oh, okay, brother?
Yeah, just,
That was a little like a cap on
His
the
head
bottom.
rolled off.
No litter.
go ahead and start. It's a little chilly up here.
You beat Tony and that nobody took a shot at you.
What's that? I
You beat Tony that nobody took a shot at you.
That's good.